As a black person that cares about black people, it's a never-ending battle. It's a never-ending battle to try to wake your people up and make them understand that they are making mistakes that have gotten them in situations like oppression to begin with. They're still making the mistakes again and again. Side note, of course, I'm not a popular channel, nor do I want to be. But because I talk like this, I will never get the recognition. I don't want it, but I'll never get the views or the subscribers that people say I deserve. I did at one point, but that is a long time ago. The fact that I denounce white supremacy because I don't believe in them being superior to anybody, and the fact that I denounce interracial dating because I don't believe in it, and I think it's honestly disgusting and detrimental to the black community. I'm labeled a hateful person. I'm labeled a bad person. I'm labeled a person that doesn't need to be heard or seen on YouTube. This is what they do. And I know they did that. As soon as I started talking about black issues, that's when everything changed on my old channel. The same thing that I did on my old channel near the end of its life is the same thing that I'm doing now. I'm talking about things that affect my people. I'm talking about how interracial relationships do nothing for black people at all. And when you do that and you talk about things like that, that makes you an enemy not only to these so-called white people, but also to your own people, because a lot of our people, unfortunately, think that it's okay to be dating out. They think that it's okay to be kissing white people's ass and making excuses for them when they do things against us. They say forgive, forgive. But if we do something to those people, that community does not forgive us. That community condemns us. They want to put us to the stake. They want us to go away forever. Despite everything that's been happening, George Floyd, despite everything that's been happening, Sandra Bland, despite everything that's been happening throughout the centuries of black people suffering under this oppression, this systematic racism, things just got worse. They didn't get better. There's some out there that celebrate when, we celebrate, let me just put it this way, we celebrate crumbs. We think that when we get a pat on the back, or if we just get only a little bit of oppression, and that's it, all of a sudden everything is okay. You literally have black people out here that I've told you about before, and you probably heard on other channels talk about. They say that oppression no longer exists, it never existed, or racism doesn't exist, it never, it doesn't exist anymore. I don't know what world they're living in, but they sure as hell ain't living in the reality that we are living in. We don't go around making up shit. We don't go around looking for racism. It is right there in your face. The only way that you don't know it's there is because you ignore it. That's the only way. And yes, I'm a black man that does not like black women with white men, or any other man who's not black. And I'm a black man that doesn't like black men with white women, or any other woman that's not black. That's my right. And I'm not going to stop and say, oh, I'm sorry for saying that. I'm unapologetic about that. I'm never going to fucking say I'm not, against that, because I am. As I've told you guys numerous times, for the ones who have been here and the ones who don't know, I don't mess with people in the real world that interracially date, because I don't believe in that. So I'm not going to be around something that I don't believe in. If somebody says they're not hateful, but they hang around hateful people, they're contradicting themselves. If someone says that they don't smoke and then all of a sudden they pick up a cigarette and they start smoking, they're contradicting themselves. I don't contradict myself. I don't interracially date. I'm married anyway to a African woman, okay? And I don't believe in interracial dating. So any television show that I might see, that I might like, but then it starts to implement interracial dating, I'm not watching it anymore. That's the problem with a lot of black people in here. A lot of black people say, oh, you love who you want to love. Love is love. I'm tired of hearing love is love. I'm sick of hearing it. I'm fucking tired of hearing it. I really am. Like I gave examples before, if love is love, then I guess the people that are in love with animals and want to have sex with them, you shouldn't have a problem with that. The people that want to have sex with children, you shouldn't have a problem with that. It's sick, but you shouldn't have a problem with that because love is love, right? Anybody who says love is someone who is in support of interracial dating or practicing interracial dating. I can get along with anybody, but when it comes to my women, I don't like seeing my women with those men at all. I don't want my women to be with bums in the community either because those men may not treat them right. But I damn sure don't like seeing any black woman with a white man because that does nothing for me as a black man, but disgusts me, makes me sick to my stomach. And the same thing goes for me seeing a black man drooling and slobbering over a white woman. It's pathetic. Now, of course, it's your body. You can do with your body what you want. You can have sex and make love and marry whoever you want. Nobody can tell you otherwise. They can suggest, but you ultimately will understand that, you ultimately understand that you have your own choice to make. I can't tell nobody what not to do. I only say, as far as I'm concerned, I don't like it. And as far as black people are concerned, I don't think it should be done. But that doesn't stop you from doing it if you want to do it. It's your life. I just don't see the interest or the fascination or amazement with interracial couples. I don't. When I see a black woman with a white man, I see a slave. When I see a black man with a white woman, I see a slave. You don't act like you act with other black people when you're with them. You don't. You lose your identity when you're with these people, and you do. You don't want to admit it, but you do. And I'm not here to, tell anybody otherwise or try to convince you of not doing it because, as I've tried before, that don't work. I don't care. I'm just commenting on what I see. It's disgusting to me. And I don't give a shit if you don't like what I say. I don't care. It ain't one time in this world that I've been alive that I've ever said that I hate somebody. I might have said I hate what people do, but I've never said I hate a group of people for the color of their skin. No, I don't. But you constantly have every single, reason to have a, combative nature against these people in the so-called dominant society because they give you every fucking reason to feel that way. Profiling you when you go to the store, calling the police on you for doing absolutely nothing. Call the police on you if you have a nice house or a nice car, think you stole it, or you broke into the house, or you stole the car. And you still got a bunch of jackasses, because that's what you are. You got a bunch of jackasses who are out here promoting interracial dating with white men, out here telling you to save yourself as a black man, get yourself anybody but a black woman. You motherfuckers are the worst of the bunch. You motherfuckers are deluded, delusional, and dumb. I will never tell my people to not be with each other. I will tell my people to stay away from the people in our community who don't mean them no good, the ones who want to do white supremacy's bidding for them, but I'm never going to tell my people to stay away from each other. That is the worst and most disgusting, downright, dirty thing that any black person, black man or woman can do. Have a platform devoted to separating black men and black women from each other. Making books on how to attract white males and white women. It's sick. And it also always, it always makes me mad. Not also, it always makes me mad that we are the only fucking people doing this. Asians ain't doing it. Indians ain't doing it. White people ain't even fucking doing it. White people will promote our destruction, but some of us are promoting our own destruction as well. People like Tyler Perry with his movies always got to add an interracial couple in there. White man, black woman, or a black man, white woman. It's stupid. All these black women out here that are saying, oh, it's not a problem when black men are interracial dating, but it's a problem when black women are. No, it's a problem when we all are doing it. Black women can find love with black men. And the ones who roll their eyes and say that's bullshit, you just ain't looking hard enough. And the same thing goes for black men who say the same thing about black women. That's why I'm against all these fucking channels like Cynthia G and Paris Milan, all these other pieces of shit out here Tommy Sotomayor and the rest who talk shit about black people, you know, and tell us that we need to stay away from each other or we should kill each other. Okay? Paris Milan and Cynthia G never said kill each other, but Sotomayor says that she thinks that white people should kill us on sight. Because he has problems with black people in his particular, what do you call it? His particular little YouTube area channel, okay? And his little thing that he does about black people in general. He has problems with other black men. But if you weren't talking badly about black females all the fucking time, you wouldn't have that problem. We got black people that do white supremacy's work, and it's pathetic, man. It really is. I got no respect for people like that in the black community. We're not all going to get along. It's not going to be some magic fucking, you know, place where everybody just smiles and there's no arguments. But god damn it, why the fuck do you want to separate your people and be with the very people that continue to oppress you to this day and want you dead, don't want you to exist anymore? Only an idiot does that. So yes, I'm against interracial dating, and I'm against all this bullshit about kissing their ass. I'll talk to you next time.